Hello and welcome to Cambridge English with Dave. Today I'm going to be giving an overview of the Cambridge First speaking paper, which was last updated in 2015. This will be general information and I'll be going into more detail in following videos. The Cambridge First exam is a B2 level exam on the Common European Framework, or Upper Intermediate in level, and is a qualification accepted and respected all over the world by educational institutions and businesses as proof of English attainment. The speaking paper, or Part 4 of the exam, is worth 20% of your mark and is divided into 4 parts. I'll go through each of the parts briefly and give an outline of this paper. By knowing the format of this exam and rehearsing and practicing with good practice materials, you will be able to ensure that you have the best result on the day, as well as reducing any worries you may have. There are no tricks in the exam, and the questions and formats are designed to ensure that you are as comfortable as possible and that you have a wide enough range of questions and topics to clearly show your level of English speaking ability. Now, this part of the test is about 14 minutes long, and candidates are usually examined in pairs, the exception being the last group of a session if there is an odd number of candidates. In this case, the candidates are examined in groups of 3, and the timings are adjusted to ensure that all candidates have an equal and fair opportunity to show their English speaking ability. There will be 2 examiners in the speaking exam with you. Across the desk from you will be your interviewer, and further behind them and off to one side there will be another examiner. Your interviewer's main role is to ensure that each candidate has a fair amount of questions in each part of the paper and to time the questions and their response. If you see them write anything down, don't worry, as it's almost certainly just your name and occasionally a brief note about timings. They will assign each candidate a general mark, however, and that will join the marks given in each category by the examiner sitting towards the back of the speaking exam room. The examiner sitting further back is taking marks on the candidate speaking, so ensure that you speak up enough for them to hear. They are listening for your abilities in English in 4 main areas. They're firstly listening, unsurprisingly, for how good your grammar and vocabulary are. They are grouped together in this exam as one of the 4 categories, but at higher levels, such as the Cambridge Advanced, they are assigned different marks. Can you use different tenses? Can you use complex forms, such as conditionals? Can you use more expensive vocabulary? Remember, this is your opportunity to show off your ability, and therefore it's better to be ambitious. Next, they are listening for your pronunciation. Is your word stress correct? Or is it even comprehensible? Are you getting vowels right? Additionally, they are listening for your discourse management. This is a technical term, but it means how well you are doing with understanding the questions and responding in an appropriate way. This is here perhaps to prevent people memorizing perfect chunks of language that may be perfect grammatically and have excellent pronunciation, but simply do not follow the subject of the discourse, the flow of the conversation, and show a natural use of the language. It's looking to see how appropriately fluent a candidate is. The last area of the examiner towards the back of the room will assign marks for is interactive communication. We will come to this, but part 3 of the speaking exam is a collaborative task, and here the examiner wants to hear the candidates initiate, respond, react, question, listen to, and generally use English in concert with the other candidate while working on a task. The examiner interviewing you will also assign a general mark on your overall English ability, which is also taken into account. Let's briefly go through the 4 parts of the speaking exam. Now, part 1 of the speaking exam is about 2 minutes long. This is when examiners will ask you mainly personal questions, easy questions to get you speaking and comfortable. These could be about your home city, your work, your studies, or what you like to do in your free time. Part 2 of the speaking exam is when you or your partner will be given 2 pictures and asked to talk about them for about a minute, usually making some comparisons between the picture. Talking for a minute in another language can be tricky, so this is definitely an area to practice. The other candidate will also be asked a question about the picture and has up to 30 seconds to respond and comment. This is an area of an exam that I know is not done well. Candidates don't take the opportunity to speak for anything like the full time, so my advice is do listen to what your partner here says and expand and respond until the examiner cuts you off. Then the roles are reversed and the second candidate is given 2 pictures with a similar theme and asked a question and to speak for a minute, and after which the first candidate will have 30 seconds to follow up. Part 3 of the speaking exam is the collaborative task. You'll be asked to talk together with your partner and come to a decision. This is split into 2 sections. Firstly, you'll be given a spidergram like this one and asked to discuss various options around a question. You'll have 2 minutes to speak with each other. In the second section, you'll have a minute to come to an agreement and decide the best answer to the question and perhaps explain why. So, for example, here we have, how could each item be useful on a camping trip? So the question might be, which is the best item to take on a camping trip? Part 4 of the speaking exam is really an extension of Part 3, where you are asked more general questions on the broader subjects discussed in Part 3. This should go on until time is up, and the examiner finishes with a thank you, which really means, be quiet, this is now finished. Don't be offended by this. The examiners have a script to stick to, and it's pretty strict timing. And of course, there's other people waiting to come in. Many thanks for your attention, and I shall go through the different parts of the speaking exam in following videos. Goodbye.